An international attorney that I've been talking to because he's a real international attorney. Met him 20 years ago, and he does more with, he's a partner in the firm now when he wasn't back then. And I called him about a different issue. I called him about a company that got shut down by the SEC. And so I called him and I said, it's been a long time since we talked, and hadn't talked to you in 20 years. And he remembered me because of the deal that we were involved with back then. I said, what do you know about the right of self-determination as is found in the UN Charter? He said, nothing. He said, but that sounds pretty important. So attorneys don't know this stuff either. It only, I think, comes to those that say, like you're saying, I want to be left alone. Well, I did too. I had that kind of attitude when I went to St. Kitts, when my Sherry and I moved. I wanted to be left alone. But since that time, well, I wanted to be left alone all the way up until finally I figured out that the U.S. was going to recognize this, honor it, and do it. And now I don't want to be left alone. I'm here to do business with them. So I want to be left alone. And like Brian Smith is on this call. You've talked to Brian. Brian's been to Liberia and to Haiti. And when he was in Haiti, he was escorted by a bodyguard the entire time that was on him and the liaison we have there. And then when he went to Liberia, I went to D.C. He and I went to D.C. and I got diplomatic visa put in the passport. So this is where the big boys play. They play in international law. They're not sitting here like the gentleman I talked to earlier today out of New Zealand. He's dealing with a bunch of doctors and dentists, and they're all going down this path of, well, there's the private side and there's the public side. Well, no, there's not. There is private international law and there is public international law. And then there is national law. There is no such thing as private national law. There is only national law, and that is for the public. Because everybody is in the public that is a citizen, and this is clearly written in the law of nations, which is the law of societies and how society operates. As a matter of fact, under the doctrine of e pluribus unum, it's where we go one, we go all, which means people want to argue about the 14th Amendment and, well, I'm not required to pay taxes. Oh, yes, you are. You are required to help discharge the debts of that society, period, the end. That's clearly written in law of nations, and law of nations is mentioned in the Constitution. So to not pay your debts is an offense against the law of nations. And if the society has to pay them, then the society has to pay them, because the creditor does not care if the money got squandered. That is of no consequence at all to the creditor. And if the creditor says, well, I guess we'll just hire Russia to come bomb you. Believe me, Russia's got more weapons than the U.S. right now. But the point is that, people have an obligation to their society.
If you're enjoying the content on this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any future updates. We live in a world now where propaganda and censorship are the rule of the day. YouTube presentations, Facebook presentations, or any other presentation will not have completed information. If you'd like to see a complete interview, plus more content like this, then please subscribe to my Patreon, David Williams Unleashed, and then check out our membership site, Get Out of the System, because you can't get out of this system until you get the system out of you. Thanks for watching.